Good afternoon, guys. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Let me tell you, guys, I missed you guys, all of you. Um, I used to like to post on my page at least once a month, excuse me, when I be talking lazy. I don't enunciate right. Forgive me. But I have been suffering from depression. And that's not something I'm proud to admit. I'm just not proud to admit that. I guess for me, it feels like defeat because I know depression is something that's brought on by the enemy. It's not something that's just natural. At least I don't believe it's just something natural. And I do believe that my energy shifted. And there was a lot of things that kind of happened to me within this year that I never foreseen happening to me. Things that I thought was like things that happen to you when you're in your early 20s or you're in your teenage years. Not something I expected as a grown woman, you know. And those things almost took me out. I did used to suffer from depression in my early teens and early 20s. Now, I was able to conquer that depression once I was able to channel, my inner me, my inner natural energy. And what I mean by that is I believe that we all have our own power within, our own essence. So most people call it chakra. But I believe that if we're able to truly understand ourselves and understand our worth, then we're able to channel that chakra or your natural energy, and you're able to pull that from within you, and you're able to save yourself. And what I mean by that is you're able to come into control of that negative energy, which is depression, that tries to take over your life. When I first realized that I was going through depression and having anxiety attacks, I was about 19 years old. And one day I was just sitting in my living room. Things just did not seem like it was going the way I needed it to go or the way I wanted it to go. And I remember just grasping my chest, and I just was having chest pains, and I was hurting so bad. And I thought I was having a heart attack. So I was rushed to the hospital. I got to the hospital and they told me, hey, you're having a panic attack. And I was like, what is that? So literally at 19, a doctor came into the room and explained to me what panic attacks were and what depression was. Now, I never knew what that looked like because it wasn't discussed in my household. Depression or mental health was not discussed in my household. Which is very sad because a lot of teens now, they don't understand anxiety or depression because it's something that has a stigma on it or is a taboo. And so once I found out that I was going through depression and having anxiety attacks, my doctor decided to issue me medication. Now I started taking this medication and I just did not feel like myself. I felt zombified. I felt like I could not crawl out the bed. When people were talking to me, I could just I could feel myself just staring at their lips, but not grasping anything that they were saying to me. So someone literally would be talking to me and I'm in the fog because I don't even know what they're talking about. And I'm just mentally confused. And I did not like that feeling. So I started trying marijuana. And let's just say that was not for me. Marijuana was something that was not for me. And let me tell you, I tried it and I tried it and I tried it. And then there came a time where I started like passing out, or I guess you would call it tripping. And I'll never forget the day that my cousins had like intervention with me. And I wasn't on any other drugs, y'all. But my cousins all gathered in the kitchen at my oldest cousin's house, and they all huddled around me. I'm sitting in the chair, and they're standing around me. And mind you, these are fellow weed heads. And they said to me, cousin, listen, this isn't for you. Marijuana is not for you. This is not something that you should be doing. And I knew what they were saying was true because I did not like myself on marijuana, and it just did not feel like me. And I definitely did not like not having control of my body. And so that day that they had talked to me, they had that intervention, that really clicked and it registered to me because here are a bunch of weed heads gathering around me, a fellow weed head, and they're telling me, listen, this isn't your journey. This is not for you. You need to stop with this, okay? And I had to sleep on that. And I woke up the next day and I heard everything that they said to me. I heard everything that they said to me because these were women that I looked up to, you know? And even though, you know, we has these women carry themselves with respect and dignity. And I really did respect them. And I do still respect them. And that shook in something in me. You know, it shook something in me. And I said, well, I need to find another way to deal with this depression then. The pill's not working. I don't like the way I feel. And drugs isn't an option. Marijuana isn't an option because I'm not me, you know? And so I decided to take the journey of meditation and prayer. So I did a lot of meditating. I did a lot of praying. And I came to the conclusion that when I felt the need to, not really the need, when I felt like I was having a panic attack, I would pray it away. I would pray it away and I would bind it up in the name of Jesus. And then I would talk to myself and I would say, girl, this is not you. You are strong. You are strong within. You are beautiful, girl. You can conquer this. You done been through too much in your life to let something like anxiety and depression take you out. So that's how I was able to conquer it back then. I had to have faith in me and I had to pull in my natural enemy, Lord Jesus, my natural energy to combat the enemy that was coming for me. And so what I did was I had to recognize my energy. I had to kind of see what my energy was. My energy was bright and it was strong and it flowed all around me. And I know some people are like, girl, that's crazy. That's crazy. That sounds crazy. But then I had to realize too that in order to release all of the negativity, I had to face me. And facing me meant I had to hold myself accountable for some of the things that was going awry in my life. And then the things that I had no control over, I had to put it in God's hand and let him fight that battle for me. And that's how I, brought that energy out of me. And so I kind of felt more daring, and more brave. I was willing to do things that I wasn't willing to do before. I was willing to take a risk on myself and to believe in myself, because a part of the problem was I did not believe in myself because I felt like my background and where I came from and what I felt like I was born into. I think I felt that there was no other options in life for me. I felt like, how could I possibly have a good future when I was dealt the hand that I was dealt? So once I realized that I was pitying myself, basically, and that I was holding myself back with my words and self-doubt, how can you push forward in life if you don't even believe in yourself? If you don't believe in the energy that God blessed you with, how can you push forward? So I had to lose that mindset and basically push forward. And it was hard. Let me tell you, it was hard because fear kept trying to settle in. And so every time fear settled in, I sought after God. and I sought after myself. And what I mean by I sought after myself, I started to find me and understand me, because I didn't understand myself. So I couldn't expect the world to understand me. And so what I had to learn about myself was that I'm unique, different, and what people may call weird is weird. And that's me. I'm weird. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay that I'm not the same as every other female. I'm okay with being the type of woman who likes anime, likes playing video games, and, sometimes liking to be in the house. And, back in the day, I did used to club a lot. But after I kind of came to a realization of, hey, you're a mother. You're a mother who needs to provide for her girls. And I started trying to make moves. I'm not even going to say started trying. I did start making moves that benefited me and my children. And that even changed in the men that I dated and dealt with, and the things that I did on a daily. So I would never put myself in situations anymore where I would be around someone who was kicking it, and then I'm going to be picking up that kicking it spirit and then carrying that home to my kids. So after a while, I had to lose all of that. I had to wipe all of that away from me in order for me to shine and actually reach my potential. And I'm going to make another video. This is a long video. But anyways, I had to go through all of that in order to understand why I was depressed and why I was having anxiety attacks. And I think the reason why they came again recently was because I felt like the world was closing in on me. And I been so dedicated to my marriage and to my children that I forgot I existed. You sometimes lose your identity when you're a mom and when you're a wife, because in your mind is put yourself on the back burner. Is self is last, children is first, husband is second. Well, first of all, God is foremost, children is second, husband is third, and then family from there. And I kind of bit off more than I can chew, I think, where I was always trying to please everyone else. Like, I'm like the type of person that I would not sleep if I knew that something needed to be done. And I've had all day where I had to get up at about 5:30, make sure the kids are up for school, get the kids out for school, make sure hubby has his lunch, make sure hubby gets the work right. And then from there, there's errands all day. Like, literally half the time I wouldn't even get home until 10 p.m. And that was like every day, literally. And it'd be like, when do you sleep? And then at that time, my son wasn't sleeping during the night. And, everyone knows he's autistic. So his sleep schedule was off. That was before I discovered melatonin. But anyways, I was just wiping myself out. Like, I was really wiping myself out. And I have not even thought about myself. I didn't even have time to eat. Like, I literally would pass out. And then my husband would be like, you didn't eat today? And I'd be like, oh, dang, I forgot. No, I didn't eat because I didn't have time to eat. I didn't have time to stop and eat. I didn't have time to worry about me because the kids need to be fed. The kids need to be ready for school. The kids need help with homework. The children need to be bathed. I got to make sure I'm trying to, get this house clean, keep the house clean. Because if you don't clean, these kids will hide everything everywhere, And so it was literally a lot. And I think that's how I fell into depression this time around. And then with COVID, and then losing so many people that I love and care about to COVID was really difficult. And it's become so normal now just to lose people to COVID that I think I kind of got desensitized, desensitized, because I can't even cry anymore. Like, really, I really can't. All I can do is just hurt on the inside and just pray and ask God for better days, because that's just how much loss I've had. And to be honest, I'm kind of used to loss. And so it was just like, this is another day in my life just being me. And I didn't think to stop and look in the mirror and say, Yvette, what do you want? You know, what do you want for yourself? What do you want yourself to look like? You know? And I've always had all of these ideas and all of these things that I wanted to work on. I never had the time to pursue anything that I wanted to pursue. And so now I am working on pursuing all my dreams. All my dreams. I don't care if there's 4 different dreams. I'm going to put my hand in every pot and I'm going to try to do what I have to do. But I'll have another video coming up to explain more on how I'm conquering depression right now. And to be honest, I did start taking medication, but I kind of feel like I can do without the medication. So I'm working on rediscovering me. So if my story is your story or similar to it or anyone else's, inbox me and, you know, maybe we can have a chat and encourage each other and uplift each other and try to figure out and maneuver through this thing called life, you know. So I am going to be documenting a lot of the things that I'm going through with my mental health, my weight loss, and with my children, and the day-to-day struggles with them. And I am a mother of 6 right now. I'm a mother of 7, but I have 6 in the house right now. So my hands are always full, and I try to be the best mom I could be. My children is in everything, and I always try to be the mom who, if your children wants to try something, whether you have it or not, I always tell them to go for it because I didn't have that option. I didn't have the option of support when I was younger. I didn't have the option of, okay, you're good at this, so go ahead and pursue this and try this. So I would not fail my kids in that area. I would let my children try everything if I can, whatever they want to try, I will support them and always encourage them to keep chasing after their light and finding their dreams and just trial and error in life. I always try to be supportive. But this is a really long video, so I'm gonna let you guys go. But I'm gonna get back on this because I have so much to share with you guys. But currently I am working on some things, and I would love to have some of you guys support, because you know what, I noticed I put out videos and I put out content and I don't have a lot of people sharing or supporting, but I share and support everyone because I want anyone that I know to win. So if you're watching my video, you're watching it to the end, it's not going to hurt you to share it, whether you feel like you agree with it or not. Please be supportive. I would appreciate the love. I am really trying to reach so many different people because I know for a fact that I was put on this earth to touch people and to help people who are going through what I'm going through or who have been where I've been, because my story is my story and it's so unique, but it's also someone else's story that is unique, that someone else may not understand or may not get, or someone else might actually be going through what I'm going through right now. And that person might be a child. And that person might not have anyone to turn to, anyone to talk to. But if my video get out there and it touches them, then they'll know, hey, listen, this person has been through this and look at them. They're conquering. I can conquer too, And my video is for all girls, all women of any color, any shade, don't care who you are. But I really do want to reach out to our young Black girls, and the young Caucasian girls, because it's just so many things are affecting these children today that we've never had to go through. Some of these things are way different. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, throw some salt on it. We was tough growing up. We were tough growing up because our parents were tough growing up. But our children today, they don't understand what that looks like. And sometimes, even though it seems like we're giving them more of a helping hand than they need, sometimes we have to give our children that extra hand, you know, help prepare them, help teach them so that they don't have to stumble. Because I stumbled so you could walk, you know, that type of mindset. You know, I want to get people out of the process of thinking that if I had to struggle, you have to struggle too. That is not the case. And that should not be the case for your children or your children's children. We should be about educating our children about finances, educating our children about credit, educating our children about mental health, definitely about depression, and definitely about things that they should not be accepting from anyone. And we should definitely educate our children about loving themselves and accepting themselves, even if their selves look way different than you did back in the day. Even if your children are the children who loves anime, they want to wear black makeup, they want to paint their nails green, I don't care. Let's be about loving these children and even ourselves, our family members who are different, who we don't know what their struggle is. Let's be about building community again and supporting one another and loving one another. And I think that is so important because I know I'm supposed to be ending this video. And the reason why I say that is so important about supporting each other in that aspect. I used to be a popping person back in the day. When I was the popping person, I was popping because I was fighting. I was fighting everyone's battles. You call vet coming, vet down to bust out somebody's window, slice somebody's tire, mace a chick, lock, it don't matter. I'm just down. Everybody know I was the girl to call. But once I changed my mindset, I became the lame girl. I became lame. Whatever she's talking about is lame. Once you don't give people that negative energy or that negative version of you and you become a positive person, they no longer want to support you and then they act like they don't know you. We want to change that mindset. That's just like the people who are popping. Everyone wants to support those people who are popping, but you need to support people who are going to support you when you're not popping or even when you're popping, you know? So that's kind of when I want to get out there too, because cycles repeat themselves. And if it's not going to repeat themselves with you today, it's going to repeat itself with our children tomorrow. One love.